What's up everyone, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video. Today we are talking about Alakazam. This Pokemon is actually really strong, especially with its new move, Expanding Force, that it has access to. Using Expanding Force in Psychic Surge with Stab, with Life Orb, this Pokemon is actually just dealing insane amount of damage. So, if you like Alakazam, go ahead down and like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, nice vid. Makes my day better. And I hope this makes your day better. Anyway, we're going to be covering a VGC build, as well as a singles build, as well as speed tiers and damage calcs. So let's go ahead and get into it. So psychic typing is fine for this Pokemon. I mean, like I said, Stab, Expanding Force in Psychic Surge is amazing with Life Orb, and its amazing special attack stat. It's just doing insane damage. Psychic's not a bad type. We have 3 weaknesses of both Bug, Ghost, and Dark, and then 2 resistances of Fighting and Psychic. But honestly, they don't matter too much because we're very frail. Our HP is at 55, defense at 45. If any physical attack comes in on this Pokemon, you're dead. There's nothing you can really do about that. And then our special defense isn't bad at 95, so we can maybe live like a special attack, unless it's super effective. Then we'll probably still die to it, so that sucks. Alakazam is very weak, very frail, and that's kind of where or that's kind of why it's not like so amazing in the format. I feel like if this Pokemon had bulk, it'd be unbelievably good. But you know, our offense is very strong, special attack at 135 and speed at 120. We lean into those stats, and this Pokemon can be an offensive monster. Very good stuff. Let's talk about its ability real quick. So its ability is Magic Guard, which is pretty interesting. It just prevents all damage from, or except from, you know, attacking moves. So you have things like your own Life Orb damage that you get rid of, which is cool. Burn damage, you know, hail damage, sand damage. All of those are negated, which is pretty cool. But you know, once again, just not super impactful to this Pokemon. But still pretty solid. Anyway, that's going to be it for our overview. Let's go ahead and talk about the set itself. So this is our VGC set. So our ability, Magic Guard, like I was saying, it's probably its best ability. Like, its other abilities are just not that good. We have Synchronize and Inner Focus. Maybe Inner Focus is better sometimes, but, you know, it's cool to negate our Life Orb damage. That's actually an option, though. Inner Focus could be an option. Then we'll talk about, so our item is Life Orb that we went with today. We do negate the damage, which is good, but stacking all of those boosts on this Pokemon is absurd. You know, Expanding Force in Psychic Surge gets an additional 50% because it's Expanding Force. It then spreads. You also have 50% because of Stab, and then 30% because of Life Orb. You just stack these insane boosts and make Expanding Force just this monstrous attack that just destroys everything. And then you also have, you know, side by side with like something like Indeedee setting that Psychic Surge, also being able to Expanding Force. Double Expanding Force is just a force to be reckoned with. And that's very mighty for this Pokemon. Other than that, as far as our other items go, you can use Focus Sash, Choice Scarf, Assault Vest. Those are just a couple of options. If you don't go with Life Orb, I'd probably go for Focus Sash. But if you're using Indeedee side by side, you're probably going to want to Focus Sash the Indeedee, just because Follow Me can then take a hit, which is very good. Anyway, so as far as our moves for this set go, we are running Expanding Force, Dazzling Gleam, Nasty Plot, and Protect. We went Expanding Force because that's almost always what you just click with this Pokemon. You click Expanding Force or Protect most of the time. That's how this Pokemon is going to go. You won't typically Dynamax this Pokemon because Expanding Force is just so powerful. And yeah, Psychic, you know, like Max Mindstorm is still very strong in Psychic Surge. It also resets Psychic Surge in case your opponent sends out like a Rillaboom or even Terrain Rollers you. But yeah, you're usually not going to be maxing this Pokemon since Expanded Force is just so strong. Other than that, we do have Dazzling Gleam on here for coverage. It's also just good in general, especially against Dark Pokemon, which kind of just destroy this Pokemon because Expanded Force does nothing to it. So Dazzling Gleam is a good option there. And then we also have Nasty Plot, which is good. Nasty Plot's really cool for, you know, like Follow Me tactics. Follow Me, Nasty Plot, and then just Expanding Force or Dazzling Gleam all day. It's very powerful. After a +2, obviously, like most things after a +2 are very strong, and this is no exception. So a couple of other options that you have, a couple of other moves. This Pokemon has a very deep move pool that allows you to use a lot of different good moves, which is really good. So as far as coverage goes, we have Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, Tri-Attack. All are very good. Tri-Attack is mostly good for the Pokemon if you max, then you have a form of speed control with Max Strike, which could be good. You could also use Hyper Beam there instead. It would be a more powerful Max Strike, but then, you know, it sucks when you're not Dynamax, and like I said, you don't want to Dynamax this Pokemon too frequently. Other than that, Energy Ball is a good option. You know, like Focus Blast is good to hit things like T-Tar really hard. Shadow Ball is good against those pesky mirror matches against like you know, Alakazam and DD, which is a very common lead I've been seeing. It's very trendy on you know, Showdown. So yeah, he has a lot of good moves. As far as not just coverage moves, it still has a lot of really good moves. So we have Trick Room and also Imprison, which is really good. So you can Imprison the Trick Room. You're usually not going to be wanting to set Trick Room with this Pokemon since it's so fast, but you know, you have an Imprison, so you could run like Imprison, Trick Room, Protect, and Expanding Force, and then it's just an Expanding Force machine that deals with Trick Room as well with Imprison. So that could be really good as well. And then we also have Speed Swap and Ally Switch as cute little things that you can do as well. Speed Swap is really strong against certain things. You know, if your opponent sets Trick Room or you set your own Trick Room, you can Speed Swap and get slow, and then you know, make a different Pokemon very fast, which is really bad under Trick Room. And then you also have Ally Switch here, which is just, you know, very cheeky. It's a very cheeky move, just switching it up in VGC. Don't ever use that in singles, obviously. It doesn't even do anything in singles, but it is very strong in VGC, so we have it as an option. As far as our EVs go, it's very, very basic, just 252 into special attack and 252 into speed. We put our leftover into 4 into HP. You can put that into defense if you want, or special defense. It doesn't really matter too much. Like I said, we're so frail, it doesn't really matter too much. And then we went Timid Nature. Just being plus speed minus attack, just being as fast as possible is very, very good for this Pokemon. We barely outspeed a lot of really good Pokemon, and at the speed tier 189, it's just amazing. And we'll talk about speed tiers here in just one moment. But that's gonna be it for our double set, our VGC set. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about one synergetic Pokemon really good, or really quick. It's a very good synergy. It's just Indeedee female. You could run Indeedee male as well, but half of its charm is Follow Me, which is very, very good against especially things like Dragapult, you know, that would just destroy Alakazam in one hit, like not even like close to living that. But you know, we have that Indeedee Follow Me, and it's normal typing, so your opponent has to go something like Max Wormwind into it. And if you make your Indeedee spread very bulky or run Focus Sash, then you're gonna be living that every time, which is very, very good. So yeah, it also sets Psychic Surge, which is a very big thing for Expanding Force, making that Expanding Force just absolutely absurd. So yeah, it's the best synergy in the main synergy for Alakazam. I think if you're running an Alakazam team, you need to have some form of Psychic Surge on your team, you know, especially, and with the ability, it's much better than having to set it with a max move, because then you still have your Dynamax open. So yeah, that's about it for our set. Let's go ahead and move on to some speed tiers. So as far as speed tiers go, we are at that 189 on the same speed tier as Inteleon, which is a commonly very, very fast Pokemon, only really getting outsped by Dragapult, Weavile, and then Scarf Pokemon and Weather Pokemon. So it's very, very solid. Only a few things are going to be commonly outspeeding us. You'll definitely want to have some kind of answer for most weather teams, maybe like even just like a Tyranitar on your own to be able to deal with you know, Chlorophyll, Venusaur, as well as the Swift Swimmers in rain. So that's really good as an option, definitely, because you'll want to have to deal with those weather Pokemon somehow. So yeah, a couple of things that we do outspeed though. Since we're at this very, very solid speed tier, we are outspeeding things like Cinderace, which is a very, very good one. Cinderace, I said that really weird. I put more emphasis on the ace. Anyway, so yeah, Cinderace at 188, very, very fast. So outspeeding that just barely is really good. We get to hit very big damage on that before it even does anything, and a lot of the time it won't even Dynamax because it's so threatened by that Alakazam. I think most of the time they probably will still Dynamax, and you know, double Expanding Force has only a chance to kill, but it's still worth noting that like we're faster than it, which is very good. Other things we outspeed, things like Whimsicott, Durant, Charizard, Mimikyu, Excadrill, Duraludon, you know, all of those fast to mid speed Pokemon, we are just outspeeding like pretty consistently, which is very, very good. So Alakazam loves its speed tier. It's at a very solid speed tier. And that's going to be it for the speed tier portion. Let's go ahead and talk about some damage calcs. So as far as our damage calcs go, it thrives pretty hard as far as damage calcs. Expanding Force is just a monstrous attack. In Psychic Terrain, it gets that additional 50%, making it 140 BP, and then additional for you know, 50% was Stab, and then 30% was Life Orb. Like, we're just stacking huge buffs on it, and it's very, very good. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So Alakazam, Expanding Force into an Amoonguss. This is without Psychic Terrain, mind you. We hit 98 to 117. This is the most common spread on Picalytics right now, 252 HP and 4 special defense, and then also that it's actually bold nature, or either bold or like relaxed, but We put the plus into special defense just so that we can really show off how much damage this does when it's super effective. So Amoonguss has, we are hitting 98 to 117, which is a 93.8% chance to OHKO, which is very good. I think a lot of the times if your opponent sees that, you know, like the Alakazam and DD on their team, they're probably not even going to bring Amoonguss or definitely not lead it. So that's something that you'll want to keep in mind. Which is good. We just do this huge chance to OHKO, like Amoonguss is dead. It's very good. Expanding Force. Next we have Expanding Force into Urshifu. This is the water fighting one. Obviously, if it was dark fighting, we can't really do Expanding Force. But yeah, in Psychic Terrain, this is actually Dynamaxed, which I forgot to put the Dynamax thing for a couple of these Pokemon. This is Dynamax. The Cinderace is Dynamaxed as well. So keep that in mind. So, as far as our calcs go, into Dynamax Urshifu, we are hitting 113 to 133%. So, if it does not have Focus Sash, we just take it out before it even attacks, which is very, very good. Next, we have Expanding Force into a Cinderace, Dynamax Cinderace in Psychic Terrain, hitting 54 to 64, which is not an insane amount of damage, but it's enough to guarantee to a KO, which is very good. And with Dazzling Gleam from an Indeedee as well, it hits 32 to 38. So if you get high rolls on both of those, we are knocking it out, you know, that turn 1, especially if it targets down Indeedee, but if it doesn't, then, you know, it targets down Alakazam. But it's fine, you just go Alakazam, Expanding Force, follow me. Next turn, you go Expanding Force into that. Hopefully they don't set Tailwind. Even if they do, Follow Me is going to take their attack once again, and then Expanding Force is going to take them out. It's in a very, very good position, very advantageous. Alakazam should be winning the Cinderace matchup a lot of the time. If they change, you know, the terrain with something like Rillaboom or any kind of max move that changes that, then obviously we'll be in a little bit worse of a position, but still, I think it's very notable that we should win this matchup most of the time, which is good. Next, we have Alakazam Expanding Force into Conkeldurr, AV Conkeldurr, which, you know, 1.5 times special defense. We are hitting 118 to 140% in Psychic Terrain, which is a guaranteed OHKO, which is very, very strong to have that calc against Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is a very prevalent Pokemon. I definitely think it could see some trending down, mostly with this and, you know, like Max, Airstream, Cinderace, Libero. So that is possible, but still a very recognized Pokemon and definitely something that having this calc for is very, very good. And then next we have the one defensive calc just to show off how weak this Pokemon is, how frail Alakazam is. One crunch from a Tyranitar, not even a max darkness, not even weakness policy proc, just 252 attack. It is hitting 196 to 233, which is a guaranteed OHKO and a very, very high chance of an OHKOing even our Dynamaxed Alakazam off of no buffs, just one dark attack. Very, very, very frail, but we are dishing out so much damage that it's pretty worth to play this Pokemon still. Anyway, that's going to be it for our damage calcs. Let's talk about Singles Spotlight real quick. So in Singles, I would be playing this Pokemon this way. Maybe you'll change up a couple of things. The Recover is, you know, kind of like we're very frail, so maybe not Recover. Maybe go for a Calm Mind or Nasty Plot. But yeah, we are using Magic Guard and Life Orb. Nothing changed there. And then as far as our moves, this is actually the incorrect spread. We should probably use, actually no, we should probably use Psychic. If you use Indeedee on the team, definitely change that to Expanding Force, but I don't know how prevalent that will be in Singles, having to set something and then bring in Alakazam. Maybe Psychic, maybe you even want to run Expanding Force and Psychic. That could be an option as well. So either way, you know, mess around with the spread, test it up. But yeah, Psychic, Focus Blast, Recover, and Shadow Ball, and then we just went with the same spread, 252, 252 into speed and special attack, and then our leftover 4 into defense, and then went Timid Nature, just being as fast as possible. Even in Singles, you want to just be as fast as possible. So anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Alakazam is an amazing Pokemon. It's very, very strong in VGC with that Psychic Surge being set, and yeah, I think Alakazam and DD is going to be a very prevalent set as we go on, a very prevalent lead, a very prevalent in the back, you know, just strategy in general. I think Alakazam is unbelievably strong with Expanding Force and everything. So yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Alakazam is pretty cool. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and like and subscribe, and go down in the comment section and comment, hey, nice vid. Or if you have something constructive to say, that works too, if not better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and follow me on Discord or follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, and have a great next 2 months. Goodbye.